Excellent. iOS commands has now been explored, but we need to go a little bit deeper and add some very basic, somewhat apprentice or journeyman functions, such as a conditional statement or setting a fact. And guess what? As my glasses fog up, the cat's out of the bag. That's exactly what we're doing in this fun episode or vlog. Alright, put these things back on. Oh, I can see again. It's a miracle. Again, all the files are up in GitHub. Head over there or there, depending where you live, and move the files around to your respective path or copy. It's all up to you. So, first we're going to look at when, which is a conditional. And as the slide says, direct from the Ansible docs site where I've completely plagiarized it, when is a tool used to when we want a play or task only to run when a condition is true or false, if you can think of it that way, because you could negate a when. For example, you may want to carry out an iOS upgrade when the iOS version, which if we can remember from facts could be Ansible_net_version, these are fogging up, doesn't contain a certain string. However, we'll give you some more hands-on to explore this a little further. Just thinking, you might want to upgrade when if you're in the version 12 train of code. You may say that, well, if I see version 12 in the code, or if I see version 15 not in the code, then go ahead and execute a task, and that task could be invoking some type of iOS config or iOS upgrade, etc., etc. Again, this is straight from the Ansible docs website. Feel free to go and plagiarize, but that is the basic structure of a when. And you'll notice the when is not indented. It is a child of the actual task. It is part of the actual task. It's not a child of a command within the task. So I've thrown up here what we're about to actually go ahead and do. Feel free to press pause, however it is up in Git, before we go ahead and jump into our trusty iOS, Pop OS. It's one of those days. So what are we going to do? We're going to write a play to do a basic task, such as we're going to write it to do a show ver. However, we want that to only happen. We want to write it to the screen using the debug module. However, we only want that to happen when a condition is true. And for here, we want the condition to be when the host name of that box is a certain string. Otherwise, we want to skip that task. So let's go ahead and actually do this. Now, I will shrink my machine a little bit so I can fit it all in one, and we can really get typing, because typing is good. We could cut and paste this, but we lose a lot of the fun. So let's do this. Again, you should be quite experienced with this. It's a YAML file. We're going to give this an opening remark. Season 5E1. Well, it's a vlog. We're in the second vlog if you don't count the inaugural. iOS commands. And show the when clause. That will be our overarching name. And I like to have that in there so I can visually see it, because I'm getting a bit blind in my age. We want this to run against hosts CPEs. Keep remembering the inventory that we've been using. Anytime there's a change to the inventory, I will let you know. Gather facts. We want to set that to no. Again, that would run locally on Pop OS, and it gives us no value, just headaches. Headaches in that it takes time. Tasks. Excellent. So now we're getting into our first task. And we just want to start by doing as we planned. We just want to run task 1 is issue an iOS command. And for fun, we're going to say show running config, which can be reduced to show run. And we want to save that, save as CLI underscore result underscore output. So one we've been using through throughout. Well, let's give it there. Again, trying to race Mr. YouTube. Now, of this, we're going to use iOS command. Remember, iOS command, we can have it as a list. Commands. We're only going to have one command, which is show run. Now, as people may know, show running config can be reduced to show run. We could include a couple of other parameters. However, that is enough to get us some output. Now, remember, register is not a child command. So register is not a child of iOS commands. Register is a child of the actual overarching task, or this particular play. So we will register as this output as CLI underscore result output. So anything from the show run will be contained now in CLI result output. Excellent, I think we're all understanding so far. Let's leave a bit of a line so we can see. Now, the next one. We should actually call this a task as well. No, we'll just go straight to debug because we're fighting against the clock. Debug. We're going to use the message component because it's pretty easy to work with. We want to say this argument is true. So this is what's going to come to the screen. Did anyone else notice? Catching me out. This argument is true. Found host name, and the string we're going to look for is, in our example, RTR1111, which is the host name of the Cisco ISR 1111 that we have. We refer to it in the inventory as S5E1, and the reason we haven't changed the host name is because in Season 5, Episode 2, we changed the host name. It's just we haven't done it yet. So we're going to look and see what's on the router, and if the condition is true, we will then display a message. So this argument is true, found host name, that in the CLI result output. Now this is just a statement that's going to be echoed back to the screen. I use the word echoed loosely. This is where the fun begins. When. Notice where when is. It is there. It is not a child thereof. It is there. So we will do this when the following is true. So when the string RTR1111, close out the string, in CLI result output. And if we remember, that sends it to standard out, and we want the first element in standard out because it's just one big ass blob of text. So if the host name, if the string RTR1111 is somewhere within a show run, which the show run is now held in CLI result output, remember standard out, and we're looking at the first element. It's not that there are multiple elements, there's only show run. If we had show run, then show another command of show IP int brief. Then we would use that element in a different place, depending what we're looking for. So this actually now should be good to run. Let's go ahead and save, file, save. Then go to our trusty CLI. Now we are going to go Ansible-Playbook. First of all, let's just make sure I'm in the right path. Yes, I am. This is where I'm doing this series from. Ansible-Playbook -I pointing to our current project inventory. And the plays are in plays. And this one was, it was Season 5. You know what it was? Because I don't. Aha! Play, Season 5, Episode 1. It's a vlog, and we're at vlog 2. When? So, let's go ahead and run this, and I'll make the screen a little bit bigger. As we hear some brickwork going on across the road. Excellent. It's reaching out. Hooble dooble doo. We have found this. So let's go straight to what's it found. It has found the argument router 1111 in CLI result output. However, it's found it at that one, which is the Cisco ASR 1111. I'll prove that in a second. Notice what it's done here. It's actually skipped one device, and this is in the debug play. It skipped that device because the condition was not true. And I'm going to go and show you this here and now. It's on the next tab, conveniently. So the condition does not match, as the hostname string of that blob of text in CLI result output for that node it wasn't router 1111. That hostname is, from memory, it's router 1841. It's actually C1841, which I've gone and I've logged in, because if we look at the inventory host file for what CPO2, it is IP address 161.0.102. So if we SSH into that, that's the host name. Again, we haven't set it because we set it in an upcoming episode. So the task is skipped. However, the task is true for that one right there, for what CPEO1. And just to further prove that, SSH sysadmin-jb at 100.61.0.101. Password. That pause, I didn't like that. See, that is the actual host name, just to prove it. Obviously, the play did prove it. Alright, we did race the clock most definitely on that one. 12 minutes. So, what did we cover off? We covered off the when clause. We further coverage of an iOS command play. And I've actually already made vlog 3 of 3, where we cover when, again, kinds of rhymes, but we also set a fact, and this will be a critical part of your automation journey. Alright everyone, please go and experiment with different variations of this. It's in the file contains, or when I say file, I mean CLI result output. It can be in, contain, not in, not contain. There's a treasure trove of different variables. So again everyone, stay COVID safe, stay away from Victoria and Victorians, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.